Are you guys gonna like take it
Why are we talking about our longhas for?
I don't know, but this is a hamburger thing. We're not live, are we?
I think we are. My bad. Nope.
Ah.
We are live.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jeremiah Gallegos. I didn't have to say my entire government name, but I did. Welcome to Los Announcements Podcast. I have a very special guest. I've known him for a good while through a buddy named Name Drop DJ Freddie B. DJ
Freddie B.
See what I did? Shout out to DJ Freddie B. PAAENT. He's worldwide. So anyways, I met Berlin through him. DJ Berlin. Man, before I start, how the hell did you get your name Berlin? When I first saw you, he's like, he has nothing Berlin about him.
Yeah, I was last name growing up.
Was that your last name?
Yeah, last name growing up. Yeah, Aaron von Berlin.
That's sexy.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, but it's funny though. When you're a kid in the school field with red hair and your name's Aaron von Berlin.
Oh, that's not gonna go well.
It's not really. It's not sexy. And so maybe if the girls think it's sexy, it's even more not sexy to the guys. And next thing you know, you're like, hey, trying to get home from school,
No, it sucks. It's sexy now, in my opinion, man.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty damn cool.
You gotta go with it. Go with your inner freckle. You know what I mean?
Berlin. It just sounds DJ Berlin. Well, now I know where it came from, where it derived. Your last name.
Yeah.
That's cool, and you just kept it just DJ Berlin.
Well, I had first started DJing back in the day or whatever, and I went back home, I graduated high school out in Oregon.
No.
And I was back there
Northwest.
visiting some friends, and we had a big old kegger bonfire thing out in the woods like we did back then or whatever. And anyway, my buddy Bill came around the corner with a guitar in one hand and a pitcher of beer in the other, and he's like, "Man, there's only one Berlin, there's only one Berlin, man." And I was like, "Oh, aha."
Yeah.
That's.
Have you ever get on Instagram and see if there's another Berlin out there?
Oh, that there wasn't when I first started DJing, but it seems like they popped up for sure. Yeah.
The OG, man.
Yeah.
He's the OG for sure. DJ Berlin. That's pretty damn cool.
You heard it here first.
Speaking of DJ names like DJ Freddie B, there's other Freddie B's.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Does he think he knows that?
It's a popular handle, We're kind of like Entourage in a way,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be, Johnny Drama and So
Fair enough. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Just
Nah, man. It's all good. And you know what? What I find interesting, because I tried DJing, and I'm not talking about a real DJ. I'm talking about like press buttons, next quinceañera song DJ. You got
selector.
good money there.
That's a selector.
Yeah. Do you consider that DJing or just?
Oh, there's different styles of DJing.
Yeah.
There's, you got a selector, and then you've got a blend DJ. And then you get into your turntablism and your hip
scratch
stuff
artist
and scratch stuff. Yep, and the trick stuff. But
yeah.
And there's transition DJs that they just do it on transitions. There's however you get it going, if people like it, go have fun, man.
Right.
Rock it. Yeah.
That's true. Even the little small controllers they have now, or even off your damn phone, bro.
It's selection
that's
too.
Pretty cool.
If you're like a person that loves rock and roll, like tell no other or whatever, and you have 100,000 rock and roll albums,
Yeah.
And then so go get gigs where people like some rock and roll, man. Go share your records. That's what it's all it's about, just sharing music with people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. It's just, I've always had a high respect for y'all, too, man, because it's trying to get the beat and the other beat at the same time. Man, my brain cannot process shit like that, bro.
Most of the time, I just pray,
Fucking Berlin always making things awkward and weird.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's it's a skill, when you awkward and
like
weird.
Mix?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. The more you spend time with it, it's like people are always asking me to teach them how to DJ and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can teach them the principles and the fundamentals.
Yeah.
and show them exactly how everything breaks down. But it's really going to come down to how much time they spend.
Right.
I lived with turntables I still live with turntables, but
yeah, I'm looking at his apartment studio. Is baller. It's in the Bat Cave, by the way.
Yeah, it's Bat Cave.
Bat Cave. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, in other words, you can't find it, motherfuckers.
Well,
Sorry.
we got a lot of people around here that look after each other.
Right,
It's kind of
right.
an artist community, so that's a wonderful thing about being here for sure.
Yeah. So speaking of artists, what do you think about Austin's the boom, and it's brought more tech and a lot of more artists are slowly trickling away to other states or wherever the next music scene's at.
They always come back.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to move away. Man, I'm gonna go make it and do this other thing, man. This town boy.
Yeah.
I can't, tell you what, and then
Yeah.
and then you go try something else, and then you're like, oh, well, I actually kind of miss the 300 days of nice weather a year, and I, kind of
Hot.
Jesus
Christ.
Hey, we got some heat, but we have swimming pools for that, and so
That's right.
So a lot of swimming holes, get on our paddle boards, we get out there.
And I told DJ Berlin, I said, man, one day we're going to make a nice, sturdy paddle board, and you're going to DJ on the water. I want to be there for that.
Still going to happen. We're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest blunder would be, though, if it didn't really make it, whose gear are we going to use? We should rent it and insure it.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Wind? What wind? There's no wind on. I get that, man. But I want to go back to your DJ career. How far? Was it 12 years ago or a little further back than that?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's been 27 years.
Oh
now.
Jesus, way off.
Yeah.
Lord.
27 years down.
What a friend.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Austin or warehouses or Austin Music Hall or just different. I started out in the underground scene as an electronic DJ, DJing jungle and
oh wow,
speed garage house and hard house and stuff. Yeah, it was
like that
banging hard house. They call that hard style now.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's how I know it.
Everything kind of has its name.
Yeah.
There's new generations and iterations of things all the time or whatever.
Did you do any dubstep?
New school breaks. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I produce some stuff to that tune.
Yeah.
I should say. It's not exactly the format, I guess, but yeah.
That's cool, man. And now you've kind of moved on to something else now, more of hip hop, but independent, local, or working with major artists. How was that whole scape of that in your career? A lot to throw at you, I know.
Yeah. I don't really know, man. You just you start DJing and I don't know. You start getting the gigs, and next thing you know, you're DJing with Grandmaster Flash, or you're DJing,
Oh, you've done that?
But yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I was like 22 or something like that. Got the opportunity.
Jesus, here in Austin, or was it?
That was in Oregon at Club Ohm with Dan Reed. Yeah.
Shout out to Dan Reed.
Yeah, man. Dan Reed Network. Yeah.
Cool.
He's an amazing artist. Really great person. Yeah, it was a wild time in life for sure. I think he's off in Switzerland or somewhere over in somewhere.
That's pretty cool, man.
Doing art. And,
is he a producer
music.
Or what?
Yeah, he's a little bit of everything. I think like I said, I think he's doing art now. And he was his group, the Dan Reed Network.
Dan Reed
back
Network.
in like the 80s, late 80s, mid to late 80s or whatever. They were a big thing. They were kind of blowing up all over the spectrum or whatever.
Yeah.
And funny enough, some of our local guys, the Vallejo guys, they love Dan. They're like, yeah.
They know of him.
Oh yeah, totally. When he came to town, I was hanging out with Dan, and they were and the Vallejo brothers or whatever, and they were like, you guys know each other?
Small. I'm telling you, dude.
Danny's
it's a small ass world.
Yeah.
That is very true. It's a small world. It's like you never know. You meet somebody somewhere, and then you meet them, and the other 3 hours later. What the?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a fun weekend, by the way. Yeah, shout out to the Vallejo boys, man. You guys are awesome.
Are they out of Austin or?
Oh yeah, Vallejo.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Great band. One of our staples here. They've been here. I think they've been rocking since I got here in '96.
Wow.
Somewhere shortly thereafter or whatever.
Yeah.
Back when you know, back when Overlord Donnell was working the door over at Steamboat, you know.
Steamboat.
Yeah, way back.
Man, you're talking about like old Austin.
Austin's, it's changed a lot, you know.
It's changed, bro.
You know, and the thing about it is it's bringing opportunity for everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, it's also like, you know, making the housing costs rise to where, you know, with a normal job, it seems like it's kind of pointless to even think about it at times.
Because you have to have 2 or 3 jobs. That's why. Living
crazy,
here,
man. It's crazy. I think the average cost here, I mean, which is, probably every major city, right? But average cost is like $500,000, and we're talking like, you know, not a house, like, you know, like
right,
you know, a production house or something like that or whatever. But
that's insane.
Yeah, you get downtown and
no,
you know, 2.5 and 3 and up, and you know, anyway, but. So I guess all the move here has done a lot, you know. It's shifted all kinds of different things or whatever. But I think all in all, it's going to provide opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people kind of came out here from other places or whatever, and they're like, oh, they don't have one of these clubs out here yet, or oh, they don't have one of these, you know, little restaurants or joints out here yet. So I think it's bringing diversity, and you know, it's kind of a growing pain, but I think it's
the tech boom too here in Austin.
It's gonna work out.
Does that help out with DJing though?
That's been going on for a long time. I mean, even back back in the day when I was just, you know, I can't remember what year that was,
96,
99, something like that. I was working out here for a company, Selectron, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It was like used to be Texas Instruments or whatever. So
oh wow, look at that.
I was testing motherboards and doing some different. I guess it did help. I made it to where I could get an apartment and pay my bills and buy some records and turntables and stuff and go downtown and play them every week. So, I mean, you know, you gotta have fuel for the fire, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Everybody can gripe about it or whatever. Or, you know, sometimes you just gotta get with the change and see what's up. And you know, late '90s, it was really it was a wild ride. It was a cool thing to see. You know, just the camaraderie between everybody, and even sometimes like the everybody was trying to get there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody's, you know,
I love it.
Trying to get it, you know. So even that was kind of fun to watch sometimes, for sure.
How about are there like DJ crews and such like that, like back then in the '90s as they are nowadays?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's really ever changed, you know what I mean, so to speak. It's kind of morphed into something different. Yeah. You know, I mean, now for underground music, we have venues that are, I mean, underground venues can hold 300,000-400,000 people, you know what I mean? And these are venues that open every weekend, you know? Yeah. You know, and back in the day, it wasn't like that. We had to rent out the Austin Music Hall, or we had to find a warehouse, or we had to, you know, we just didn't really have the clubs that were big enough. Yeah. People really didn't. They were like, I don't know about all that. Right. So it was kind of just a different backdrop, I guess, you know. So, you know, I mean, like I said, you know, as things change, you know, it's kind of cool, you know. I mean, there's definitely some major points about that I think are cool. Yeah. The Concourse project here in town got voted like one of, I think, top 10, or I can't remember which place it got, but it was way up there. Damn, that's good. Like, you know, top clubs in North America, you know, in like Mix Magazine or something like that, Mix Mag or Herb or something, you know, big publication. Right. It's like, oh shit, this is the same mag that has Carl Cox and you know all of the folks of the industry, all the people in the, you know what I mean. That's the joint. Yeah. So, and you know, a lot of that's just kind of changing the fabric of here, you know. Yeah. And I definitely hope it trickles down to the local scene. Yeah. And the old school guys that were here. Yeah. Still here, you know, 20 years ago. Right. That have been producing some cats, you know, out there were producing music 20 years ago, 15 years ago that you could still play to this day, and people would be like, "Oh man, that's shit is bonkers," you know. Yeah. I need that, you know. Who were your inspirations growing up? You know, did you look up to other DJs locally, or maybe the mainstream idea? Yeah, there was a good buddy of mine. He was just kind of, he was a buddy. He was a really good friend of a guy who got in trouble out in West Philadelphia, and that's where he was born and raised. But then he got. Sorry, I couldn't keep it up. No, but yeah, Jazzy Jeff, of course. You know, like that was a.
Wait a minute, Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. I was talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right there. I couldn't keep it up.
Is the song in your head? Dun, dun, dun.
DJing wasn't. It kind of happened by accident for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I knew of them. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, I mean, the DJs that I was familiar with were the old heads. You know, the Flashes and the Herbie Hancocks and the, you know, DXTs and the, you know, like all the, you know, the older like generation of DJs.
Yeah.
But then, you know, as it kind of, I wasn't really paying attention to that, so to speak. I was really big into like rock and man, hair metal, like
What?
Oh yeah, Poison, yeah, come on, dude. Yeah,
Hold up, man.
play with me. Guns N' Roses, like not Guns N' Roses now.
How about
Guns N'
Styx?
Roses, you know, when
Sticks?
oh yeah, Styx, all the way.
I love you,
all
bro.
the way, all the way. Yeah.
I love you, man.
Yeah, I love you too. Yeah.
Sticks. If he loves Sticks, I already love.
Well, I mean, they were the other white meat, so to speak. They were like the other. They were the other Rush, you know. I mean,
Yeah?
I mean, kind of, you know. There was, like,
kidding me,
I think
man.
if you were into Rush and you weren't into the Sticks, like you were.
Yeah,
You
I see what exact, man. You made a really good point
You
there.
got Bonham there. You were like, you're just a drumhead if you didn't like the Sticks is just as much as you like Rush, you know.
God. How much you love music, man? You ever thought to yourself, I love music?
I do, man. Yeah, it's just been fun, man. You know, and I like all kinds of different music. Blues, funk, jazz, you know, disco, reggae, you know, where we're at, dancehall stuff, you know. I mean, you know, I did not really have a, you know, I mean, I liked country. I like the good old boy country.
You're looking at me like this
but-
motherfucker's wearing a damn cowboy hat.
No, but like,
I kind of,
you know, Willie
I'm just
Nelson
kidding.
and Waylon Jennings.
Yeah,
and all the,
hell yeah.
all the outlaw country guys. You know, I was always into
Yeah.
their stuff, right? But
That's
never
what I
really,
listen to. Yeah.
never really got into country, so, like very, you know, a lot.
Like
until,
Kenny Chesney type of
yeah,
shit.
just until I got down to Texas.
Nah.
You know, and I never realized that we went down to Willie's picnic this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What, July 4th?
yeah,
At Q2 Stadium.
Yeah, Q2. Yeah, it was great, man.
Cool.
But yeah, you know, I didn't realize how much I liked Dwight Yoakam until I was like, man.
Yeah. Legend, man.
I think I've just been hiding out in the hip hop body for a while. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the look, man. What made you decide to? It has a kind of a modern hip hop East Coast look and a vintage.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
And it started when I used to do the mail review thing, you know, so you had to have the breakaway thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could do the things and the dance moves and everything, but.
Jesus Christ. You got people laughing over there. We got an audience, by the way.
No, but
We got a nice little audience.
No, I just kind of always, you know, I've always been about it. You know, I've always been athletic for one, and you know, just kind of like, you know, hip hop is a culture. It's not a, you know what I mean? It's not for sale. You know, it's
Right.
But
It's for everyone.
I like to represent the culture. I think it's my job as a ambassador or whatever. You know what I mean, or whatever of the culture to be right about it and represent it the right way. You know.
Yeah. And you look good wearing it. I mean,
Well, thank you.
it's like your identity, you know?
Yeah, that too. You know, you got to brand it up. Got to get things going. When I get the action figures going, they're going to recognize it because, yep, tracksuit. Yep. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, that you know, need that shine. Or I believe, you know, there's 10, 20 people in front of me where I'd be like, man, you know, I mean.
Yeah, you're fucking talented,
You get to a spot, though, and you still have to recognize the people that were there before you holding down the nightclub.
Right.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, you know, or Thursday over here, Friday over here, you know, holding down these residencies all over town, keeping the nightlife here in Austin.
Right.
You know what it is. You know, I mean, that's a hard ass job. You know, I don't think people understand what it is to be a musician. Sometimes, you know, they see
no idea. I'll be honest.
Well, you know, everybody sees how cool it is.
Yeah.
They go to the show and they're like, oh, that's awesome. You know.
Yeah.
They don't realize like being out in those clubs. You know, 3, 4, like back in the day. I don't do it like that anymore, so to speak. But well, not all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, doing that 3, 4 nights a week and being out in the club until 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Really,
exhausting, bro.
it's
right?
really exhausting. Yeah, really. It's a lot. You know, and then you know you're missing out on. your friend's birthday barbecues. You're missing out on going to the lake with your crew. You're missing out on family stuff. You're missing out on all this kind of stuff or whatever because you're in the club on the weekend.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody
it's your bread and butter too.
That's when everybody else celebrates, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's a big part of I think the entertainment industry that everybody doesn't understand is there's a big sacrifice that goes along with it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those people for a long time that I missed weddings, birthdays.
Yeah.
And some of this was like my closest family. I'm like, Jesus. But they also have to understand sacrifices. I had to pay the damn bills, like my bills too.
Yeah. Well, it takes it usually takes quite a while to get it to where you can take the days off. You know what I mean?
It is true, man. You just kind of have to keep working at it and try to climb your way up. And do you feel like you've reached that pinnacle, or are you still in that pinnacle?
It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I have to go do that because I have to.
Yeah.
Right? That's just part of the drill. You know what I mean? Like things come about, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna miss that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, take your shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If somebody presents you with something, or something presents itself to you.
Right.
You have to take it, but I definitely am in a way different spot now compared to where I used to be. You know what I mean? As far as having to take the gig or having to work with certain people, even though you knew they really weren't people that you wanted to work with. So you know what I mean? Everybody has that boss, right? Where they're like,
Yeah. No, I get it. Absolutely.
But for sure, I think that's important. I think everybody, I think you should always have like a side thing, or you know what I mean? You should put it together a couple different ways. Have a job, wait some tables on the side, whatever. But make sure you're always taken care of, because the moves that you make are vertical instead of lateral.
What is a typical gig for you like? Going into the club or
Well, I mean,
or a concert.
Just go and get in there. You have to go. Usually there's sound check involved, and sometimes it's in the afternoon, sometimes it's in the early evening, sometimes it's right before the gig. Just kind of depends on the club.
Yeah.
Sound guy, how they have everything set up, how they like to do their run of shows, but it involves got to set in. You got to come in, load in.
Yeah.
Bring all your gear up, set up, get everything checked, make sure everything's working.
Yeah.
And usually have some breather time, which is a good time to go usually try to check out the city that I'm in or whatever.
Yeah.
Go grab a bite to eat somewhere.
That's cool.
Hit a record shop up or something, go see.
Yeah.
Pick up a trinket or something somewhere.
A trinket, Jesus Christ. Start looking around here and see any damn trinket.
I know. Yeah. These records, they're for real.
I was just staring at that. It was like, damn, A Tribe Called Quest. Look at that.
Yeah. That's one of I like that one. I like that DJ Kubert one too. He autographed that for me at a show.
You should grab that real quick. You can grab that if you want to. You want to show it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can show it to the camera.
All right.
Who gives a damn? We don't have damn rules over here, y'all. I'm kidding. No rules. All right, check this out. This is pretty cool.
So this was, this is one that I got. Kubert signed for me right here. I just kind of like it because it's right up over the top of the turntables on this record. It's an old school record.
That's dope.
And so it's kind of one of his earlier ones. I just thought that was cool. But
yeah,
Richard, Mr. Kubert.
I thought it said DJ Berlin at first. I was like, is that it? It would be cool if it was like a. You kind of can, make it like the font.
He's got the little scroll through the A.
Oh no, I'm talking about that up there, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, does that say DJ? No.
No, right,
because it was like kind of turned kind of funky.
Like it got cut off.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the homie. So he has done more for DJ culture, scratch culture, I think, than most anybody on the planet, almost, as far as like putting out records and scratch tools for DJs and butter rugs to help you get your elevated thing on. But Q, that's the dude. Anyway,
I gotta look him up. I've never heard of him in my life because I've always been fascinated about the scratch DJ scratch culture. It's like it's a craft because I tried it. Terrible. All it is just moving, but you got to move with like a hook.
Yeah, it's like in time. You just got to keep it.
Yeah.
In time, and there's all kinds of different. All kinds of different scratches to go from, baby scratch on up. Chirps and flares and triples and crab scratches and cool stuff. Like it just takes. It's kind of like drumming.
Ah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Speaking of, Hubert was like him and his posse over there. Were some of the first guys to start really thinking of it and trying to make sure that it's stuck in the art as a music form.
Yeah.
So they actually started writing scratch notation. And so they have written it out, like the drags, the pushes, the clicks, everything. They have it all written out, just like music tablature.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is, and I just think it's awesome. I'm like, yeah, see, because know.
Dude, I thought it was just like, just to do it, but there's an actual cadence to it.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is tablature out there that you can buy.
Wow.
On Scratch, and you can go and learn the whole. You have to get the fundamentals and the techniques down or whatever, but other than that,
That's pretty damn cool. What you got right there?
Oh yeah, this is another one that this is one of my favorite records. It's an old school record that I had Charlie Tuna sign for me. I did a couple shows with that guy, and he's an awesome dude. He was a gentleman and a scholar.
Star Wars 3.
Yeah. That was the homies from his band. I think that was Corey Cofield right there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had these Star Wars Adidas with Darth Vader on the shell toe.
That's kick-ass.
And they were all Star Wars fans. And they were like, dude. That Charlie Tuna was
they
like,
love it.
Yo, man, is that Darth Vader on your toe, man? Straight like deep voice or whatever. I was like, yeah. He's like, my guy's got to see that. Hold up.
You have it on your foot?
It was like the shell toe.
Oh, the shell toe. Oh, okay.
Shell toes with the shell toe is actually.
This kind of has like the little
Vader
lines.
head.
Yeah.
That was one of my first times I got to hang out with Charlie anyway. But then Bushwick Bill.
Oh, dude.
Loved Charlie Tuna.
You knew Bushwick Bill, didn't you?
Yeah.
Man, I always wanted to meet that guy.
Yeah, his
life is fascinating.
He was a character. Yeah, I love him, man. I miss him. He was definitely a character. Lovely person, smart. Man, knew so much about music, man. That was one of his favorite things when he used to come over and hang out with me at the house.
What?
Was to go through the record shelf over here. And
that's weird.
He'd be like, oh man, the producer on this is the same producer that produced the Gloria Gaynor and we'd be breaking down records and hey, pop this on.
Man, I bet you got some stories, bro.
Oh yeah. He was a fun guy. It's a funny thing too, is because like he for real, he loved Charlie Tuna. He just thought I don't know what he was a fanboy on.
Yeah,
on
even
Charlie
though he was an artist.
Even though he was an artist, and he always thought that was the coolest shit. Every time he'd introduce me to people, he's like, "This brother is my DJ." But man, he just stuck with Charlie Tuna.
I love that. Hey man, he's giving you props, bro.
Totally. It was just funny because like that, like the fan level or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's actually. Since we're here, right? So there's actually an album that Bill did right before he passed, and it was trying to get an album out to raise some funds or whatever for his family, for his kids. Anyway, that said album, there was an investor who ended up passing away, or something happened there, and they got shuffled, and I don't even know where it's at, who's up for it, what's going on with it. I'm sure somebody's holding it because they know it's worth something, right? So they're not letting it out or whatever. Or I don't know what's going on with it. But we need to find that album because that album sounds more like Jurassic 5 than Ghetto Boys or Chuckwick. Like that is Bushwick Bill, like in an album. I've never heard him sound like this before.
Wow.
Ever. It's truthfully a unique album. Like it encompasses like the Cypress Hill and the Jurassic 5 and the.
This shit's like the holy grail,
like
bro.
It's and it's got to get out there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'd love to try to figure that out and get some of the funds going back to his kids, man, because that's what he wanted. That was his dream. That was the whole thing, man. We worked really, really hard on that, and he pushed.
Let this world know.
Yeah, he pushed until the very end right there. We were I think 4 days before he passed or something like that.
When did he die?
We were in his hospital room. It's been a couple years now. But we were in his hospital room in Houston, Texas, and he had his little bum box right there, and we were just listening to the album.
You were there.
Oh yeah. Man. He was my friend.
That's incredible. Yeah, because sometimes it's funny, like you hear about people, in the industry, whatever industry, it can be like, or entertainment industry. Like you know somebody and you consider them like, yeah, he's my friend, and then when you meet him, like, yeah, I don't really know him that well, but you knew him.
Well, we partied at that hotel in Miami, down in the lounge. Yeah, he's my buddy.
Yeah,
No, he used to come stay over here.
That's wild.
And right here. He used to come stay over here and work on music and just kind of.
He had a big influence in your life.
Chillax. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's a profound dude. He's been through a lot. He got a bad shake from from some label and industry things back in the 80s when it just kind of was different then,
Yeah.
But of course, I think he was kind of a wild man too, so I'm sure he went out and just guns up, funds up kind of thing,
Dude,
but yeah, I mean, we've talked about all kinds of different stuff, man. Life, music, this, that, kids, failed relationships.
Yeah. What's one thing with talking to him that you felt that like it will live with you for the rest of your life? Like if he said something like it just stays with you.
Well,
Would you share that, or is that something?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just like his like don't quit attitude.
Yeah.
Like he's like fuck that.
No,
excuse my French, but it's like like man,
Yeah.
Used to tell him about things where I'm just like man, it just kind of seems like I'm just in a cog, just kind of beating the same block up all the time. You know what I mean? And he's like, man, nah. You don't understand, like
He had a fight to him. Shit.
He's like, your backyard is the music capital of the world,
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
There's people all up and down this city and the city next door and, whatever, they want that spot or want the, would love to be in that position, man. Like, well, all right, it makes sense, I guess. It's all like
he's an OG, man.
He was a very positive person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes he'd get bummed out just like the rest of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever, and then I'd be the one spitting wise words on him,
That's beautiful, man.
We both played Mr. Miyagi, kind of thing. That's kind of friendship we had, It's like,
man, it's like that's special that you get to work with, a lot of these. Like people that you look up to, and you get to apply some of what you learn from them, and in your career, So let me ask you, where do you see yourself in? We can't predict the future or anything like that, but like in 5 years, like, do you see yourself as? I'll let you say that. I'm gonna fucking.
I don't know.
Throwing examples.
I don't know. I think I'm just be doing the same thing I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little bit more successful.
Yeah.
A little bit wiser.
Yeah.
From, just for the experience, Sometimes you just have to let the experience unravel,
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I've been, a lot of people in the industry pushed really hard. And, they spend a lot of money on, websites and marketing and
that's part of it, right?
Stickers, and it totally is, man. If you're going to really take it on like a business, then yes, you have to do those things if you're going to brand yourself, or be out there in a scene. I think that's one way to do it. Mm-hmm. Or I think, another way to do it is just to do it organically and start with that first gig on Wednesday night in '97 and keep going until you can.
Until the wheels fall off.
I mean, hopefully I'm doing bigger things. I would really like to DJ for Ultramagnetic MCs.
Whoa, what's that?
The Ultramagnetic MCs. It's like, I don't know, one of the first like rap, in the first section of rap groups in our
there's a lot of
our
genres.
History of hip hop, right? But like groups, what I mean? Where there's so, but I just DJ'd with there was Ultramagnetic MC show with Said G and Cool Keith. I DJ for Cool Keith.
Oh, Cool Keith. That's a familiar name.
When he
comes
around for the most part, but
that's cool.
Yeah, that was a cool show too.
Yeah,
but I hope to do more stuff like that. I really want to DJ with Flash again. I want to go hang out with Busta Rhymes. I want to go, you know what I mean?
Damn.
I want to go kick it with
Busy Bone.
Q-Tip.
No.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Busy. Yeah, he was cool. He was a cool cat.
Man, it's crazy.
Just all the people, I want to do more of the culture stuff. You know what I mean? A little bit less, grind as far as, you know what I mean, like all that, and just kind of more culture things as hopefully where I get to go on or whatever, more branding and doing different things like in that nature or whatever, and doing things for, you know, rain and more showing off the gear and the, you know, technology and the culture, and like being there as a representative,
right?
You know what I mean? It's kind of that's kind of, I guess, where I hope I get.
And I see you have like a new venture. I don't know if it's a venture with South by Southwest.
Yeah, South by. We've got a great show. Yeah, that showcase is coming up March 16th, and it's going to be at Roscoe's over on East 7th. And we've got a whole lineup, man. We've got Roz Koss coming out here from LA. He's a Roz Koss, OG legend. I mean, got tracks with, you know. I
heard of him.
Yeah, he's got tracks with Dr. Dre and on down the list. You know, I mean, he's OG. He's like a. I wanted to say he was a West Coast Busta Rhymes. I think is what I said last time. But then I started to get to think about it, and I think he's more like a West Coast Grand Poobah.
Never heard of Grand Poobah in my life.
You know, and that's kind of the thing. I think a lot of people too. You know, it's like, you know, but Grand Poobah has been on all kinds of like records, and you know, showcased on different artists' albums, and he, you know, on down the list or whatever. You know, Anyway, so, but you know, I think a lot of people do know who he is, but I think there's also a big
in the industry,
right? But I think a lot of like fan base people are like, no, hold on. But as soon as you hear the rap, you're like, oh shit, I know that one. You know what I mean? But but anyway, so he's definitely some of the old school '90s. Like, I mean, it's some G-funk, there's some gangster rap. West Coast gangster rap kind of stuff or whatever.
Damn.
Man, but not the like flagrant stuff. It was really, I guess he was kind of more of a. I don't even know how to explain it.
Like that song, Regulator.
Yeah.
Something like that? No.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
a little harder?
He's a little bit harder.
Oh, Warren G, that's what I was thinking about.
He's a little bit harder. He's almost, he kind of gets into some, harder edge kind of Ice Cube, I don't know, some like.
I have the perfect word in my head, but I'm like, damn, I can't say it.
Yeah, pros kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, anyway, but everybody should come check it out because it's going to be a great showcase. We have
March 16th.
March 16th. We have so many locals on this act. You know, we College Hip Hop Knowledge did a bang up job, put a lot of hard work into this whole showcase and getting all the artists in and getting all the information from us and submitting all of that, and really put a lot of legwork into getting us into the South by's edition or whatever. So kudos to College Hip Hop Knowledge for putting all the hard work in for sure.
Hell yeah.
We really have a lot of local lineup on this show for the showcase or whatever.
So, artists who've been here who are kind of established.
Yeah, our local scene, you know.
Okay.
Different acts that come and rock with us all the time. We throw a monthly residency over at Independence Brewing every second Friday of the month, and so that is a kind of a platform for local hip hop or whatever. Is kind of how we designed it or whatever, and that's what it's for, is a platform for local hip hop. And so we're carrying that kind of, you know, community unity and opportunity kind of, you know, boots on the ground kind of vibe or whatever, and carrying it to our South by showcase and taking those acts with us, you know, in the South by experience or whatever, you know. You know, it's important.
Yeah. Do you see yourself as a hip hop turntable instructor in the future, like for like a youth program or anything?
Maybe.
Like
well, as long as Matthew McConaughey is like one of my like.
Hey man,
my TAs, you know what I mean? Like,
I just want to spend, man, all day, hang out. This is a perfect opportunity to annoy my girlfriend.
Totally, You know, I mean, I would be interested in it. I really like what the Beat Junkies are doing out on the West Coast with their school, and Rob Swift out on the East Coast with the Executioners. He's got a great program out there. Just so many of our really great DJs really have that fundamental and foundation going on. You know,
they also have the patience.
And I guess the time and the resources and the opportunity. You know
absolutely.
What I mean? Nothing. I wouldn't shy off of it at all, but you know, definitely have to wait for, I guess, the opportunity to present itself for sure.
It sounds like a full-time gig too, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot, man. You have to make presentations. You have to get the whole
course,
thing
the
going on.
syllabus, all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna be work. I'd have to get back into some books and study myself on how to, I mean, I'm sure there's probably something. I'm probably get chatbot or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a syllabus.
AI chatbot. I've never tried it. I've been wanting to try that for a long ass time. Speaking of like influences, you've been in Austin for a very long time. When you became that DJ, who were the one of the influences that you looked up to, or who was somebody that you just like knew that was your road dog?
Yeah, man. There was a few of them.
Yeah.
One more than others. Michelangelo is a good buddy of mine. Anyway, just kind of, I was all curious about music, and he'd be, be playing trance one night in one club and break beats in another club another night, and down tempo stuff in another club, and so he, kind of was, breaking down like the different genres for me and stuff like that. When I would get like curious about music, and hey, well, what's that? I like that, all these are, different artists and stuff. But I always was like, I mean, I think every DJ was like, "Get out of here, kid! This is my shit," But he was just definitely like always forthgoing, and would hit me up to different producers and artists and stuff like that, and was actually a real big help to me becoming a producer. I think if I remember the story right, I traded him a Moog, a little mini Moog I had, and
explain to the audience what a Moog is.
A mini Moog, it's a synthesizer.
Okay.
It's like a synthesizer, and it has all the settings, so it's like one of the old retro ones, so it wasn't like today where you just push the button and it goes to that setting. It was like you had to work the dials and the knobs.
Oh man, there was some like real effort.
Oh, it was insane. Oh yeah, you had to like tape off everything and use like different colored markers to like keep track of like a set or something. If you're gonna do like a live show, you had to put the tape around.
Nice.
This knob goes here. This everything goes back to here because you had to adjust it in between the tracks.
It's like, do you like put tape on there, or is that? Oh really?
Taped it off with colored markers.
Now like everything's all digital now. That's the crazy part.
Go hit the button. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I traded him that, and he hooked me up with a G4 Mac Tower, loaded up with Ableton 4, and it had all the VST plugins and everything you could ever imagine in there.
Yeah,
and that was like that's when I first started making my.
That's awesome.
Remixes, yeah.
And Michelangelo was a big part of that.
Yeah, he's a driving force behind there or whatever.
Yeah.
Just an all around good guy, He was like he's just the OG of the scene. Him and Scott Gray. Scott Gray is a big influence on me too. He was a DJ here in Austin, using outboard effects pedals and samplers and stuff like that.
Right.
And running them back through the DJ mixer. This is like now everything's built into the mixers like this.
Yeah.
This is back before he was using outboard gear to do the same stuff that's in our current gear. So, and that was 27 to 8 years ago. He was doing this stuff. So it's just kind of amazing to me to have those types of people here in Austin. I definitely hope.
It's a lot of talent too, man.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. That's just a couple of them, man. There is so many. You got Kathy Russell, Boogie, my boy Chuck. Just all kinds of people, man. Ramsey. There's a really big like OG culture here in Austin or whatever.
And they're still here.
Yeah, most of them. I miss my buddy Jamon. He's no longer with us or whatever, but man, he was a house head. That boy, man, he was great. I used to see him on the bus all the time.
Yeah,
we were younger. We'd just be scooting around town,
That's cool.
Using the bus systems and stuff like that. We were just some poor kids trying to get it together or whatever. Jamon, we would talk about stuff all the time. I'm like, man, I just don't think because like people were kind of back then when you'd mix like hip hop the way I do, where I mix kind of like the whole track into like an electronic song. People weren't really it wasn't really being done like that back then.
Right.
And both crowds were kind of didn't know what to do with it. The techno crowd was kind of like, whoa, hold on, what are you doing?
That's a new sound.
The hip hop people were kind of like, oh, what's that? I kind of I like my hip hop, and so it was just kind of one of those things. But we would talk about it or whatever, and he's like, oh man, fuck that. That's like I don't get that because like all the house music's got all the samples in it already. That's it's
right.
It's all sample, you know. Like what are these people? You know, like oh man, you know, it's just weird, right? Anyway, he would always encourage me. Well, man, keep it up. That track's dope, you know, like kind of.
That's good, man.
Thing or whatever. But there's always been a really deep, just community here, culture. You know, I think a lot of us kind of got older, and you know, some of us had kids, and some of us just kind of quit being out. You know, out in the clubs and venues and stuff, late nights and stuff. So don't get to see each other as much as we used to. Yeah. Because back then, you know, we lived in those things, man. Like, we were
different time, but it was a good time.
We were. Yeah. We lived in the nightclub. Yeah, that's why you could live on a couch real easy because you were barely there. Yeah, March 16th, South by Showcase, and that's gonna be a cool little spot over off 7th Street. Let me see, all kinds of stuff. We always have our Fresh Fridays. We have our every second Friday of the month over at Fresh Fridays. Last year, we were.
Where's that at? We were Fresh Fridays.
Fresh Fridays over at Independence Brewing.
Okay, gotcha.
Todd Lane, out there, brewery over there.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that now for 5-6 years. Last year won the residency category in the Chronicle.
That's cool.
Which is very cool. We're up for the running again this year, but there's always talented people in the running, so you never know how that's going to go or whatever. It's kind of a
best luck though.
Kind of a popularity contest anyway, it's about getting people out to vote kind of thing, so
that's what I see about it. When you see these publications, a lot of them, man, it's what you can get from the talent sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a big mailing list and all that stuff, and you're mailing these things off, and everybody's got a link that's real easy to get to in their phone, and you know what I mean? It is, it's kind of a campaign, so to speak, right? So it's still cool, though. I like it. I really want, more Austin things to, shine down on our culture a little more as far as those kinds of awards where it's coming from the peers, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think a lot of the whole thing with that, too, is we don't have a lot of, peers in our scene, right, that are up there hanging out with Marsha Ball and all the people, all the Austin people that are, the OGs and all the Austin music,
right,
network people and all the, you know what I mean,
it's like this new wave of people came up and kind of,
so I think it's transitioning and stuff like that, and we did get a Austin hip hop honors award show this year.
That's awesome.
In the library, and that was really, really, really cool. I mean, there's a lot of people getting shine in there that really deserved it, and it was touching. It was just like, man, because they've been at it so hard in a city that didn't really kind of recognize them, as music, kind of, you know what I mean? Right. To an extent, I'm not, I'm not trying to be ugly about it. It was just kind of what it was or whatever. But but it was nice to see, T-Double get an award, and Mirage get an award, and Casanova, and the Cooley Girls, and they were even before I got here. I didn't know who they were, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And Cooley Girls, all right,
you're like, you're from Austin?
Hip hop mecca, all the people who was, really moving the scene. It's but so that's definitely, I think things are moving forward here with all that stuff.
Good. It's funny that you talk about all, Austin. Man, I've never really understood what the identity of Austin truly was. Now, present day. Now, if you look at Dallas, they have that country hip hop. That's becoming big. And then, of course, in H-Town, you got the, back in the day, 2004, 2006, and it still hits hard, like Bun B, Fat Pat, and all that. There's like all these Texas genres, and I'm trying to figure out what genre or what identity Austin is when it comes to hip-hop music, because there's a lot of influence coming from all over the place.
Right. I think Austin has always been kind of the experimental place, or the in Texas, because like you're talking about Houston, right, and it's kind of more trill sound or whatever. I think Austin was always more of kind of like a backpack rap, like a college kid, like like bars, you know what I mean? Like actual stories, actual, you know what I mean? Clever wordplay, and
like Zeely, Zeely?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Zeely's good, man. Him and Fran, I used to DJ for Franchise. But that's Black Elect.
Yeah. Black Elect, yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Black Elect.
Yeah.
Fran, what up, buddy?
Love their music. So that kind of
doing,
music, right? It kind of identifies with what Austin could be, or maybe.
I think then that's kind of the newer
yeah.
blood, right? The newer version or whatever. But I'm talking back in the, to like T-Double and Babu Blakes and Mirage and Hip Hop Hump Day crew, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever, with the freestyle, it's like we have a big freestyle culture here that I think a lot of the world doesn't really realize or whatever.
I didn't even know that.
We had whole nights.
Nope.
Hip Hop Hump Day, they would get up there with a live band,
right,
or DJ or whatever, and just freestyle their asses off. And I mean, come up with hooks and songs and go. And some of the stuff was stuff they knew of each other's, and some of it wasn't. And so they just pieced it all together.
It's that creative flow.
Man, hit it like hard, man. Yeah. I mean, it was cool, and then they were also booking, like, Q-Tip and Life Dog and and Fairmont and just all these big DJs, MCs, like and really elevating the scene,
right?
But they had we had the locals that like just laid down the support, and I think that's a lot of our scene is just like that.
Yeah,
we have so many people here that have just laid down the support and laid down the road already. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then so I just hope that everybody that comes and drives on these roads will pay respect and again paying homage to the people that built the road.
Yeah, I think that's that shouldn't be something that shouldn't be an afterthought, or it should be first in front of their mind, because you're right. You got to start somewhere when it comes to music, and especially for the identity of hip hop Austin.
Yeah.
The OGs, man.
Yeah.
They did it.
And if you're somebody who moved here from out of town and opened a nice little nightclub or spot or whatever, take care of the locals. I just to tell you, man, your business is going to go so much better if you take care of the locals and have them hold it down for you. I just just a word to the wise.
Why do you say that though?
Just because it's a very tight knit scene here. It's it's a very conscious thing. You know what I mean? Like, people move in and they start treating people bad or whatever. You don't think that travels or whatever, but that DJ told 10 of his friends that those 10 people told 5 blues players that they happen to be one of them happened to be their uncle, and then the other guy that's runs the stage over at ACL Live. All this happened from one or two, you know what I mean, or some bad experiences.
It's like a wildfire, bro.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people come into town too, and you see them do it or whatever, and it's just like, oof.
No, not here, man.
Ooh.
It's
the city. It's not LA, man. It's not. It's not Houston. It's not a city where you can just do whatever you want and go hide off, and nobody really whatever. Like all of a sudden, nobody wants to come play your spot, no matter how much money you're offering. And so,
that's why you got to protect your gigs too, man. Right?
Well, I just let them have it, man. Like,
really,
somebody else wants it, go get it. If I'm on it, I'm on it. If whatever.
That's love, man. I like that.
It'll all come out in the end, man.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff out there. I don't think that's a real thing. I mean, I think it is for some people, but I just never, I'm gonna be in the club regardless. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get there. There'll be some show.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
There,
You'll still be working no matter what. Yeah, I got you.
Well, when I think at a certain point you get so busy that you really can't have a residency anymore. We have this monthly,
right?
And that sometimes gets in the way of scheduling the stuff that other opportunities that I have.
Man,
just having that one spot a month, right? So I can't have 4 or 5 other things in a month here.
Yeah,
running in the way as things that I would for traveling things or for bigger opportunities or just stuff I'd like to do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's but thank the Lord I have a day job too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And it's not easy juggling two or 3 things that you love doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, you gotta keep moving, man. If you're not stacking it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways, I mean,
you're just being lazy.
You gotta get it together, man.
Or too comfortable.
Hey, there's no time, but like now, what I mean? These cars ain't getting any cheaper. Houses ain't getting any cheaper.
Nothing's
getting cheaper, and since COVID, everybody raised their prices double, because of all these extra charges and shortages and whatever, you know what I mean?
They know what they're doing, man.
It's just funny, though. Like, all those charges and all this shipping stuff is no longer a concern or whatever, but nothing came back down.
Nope.
But now,
nothing.
But now that it's hard for them to bring the price back down, is because everybody that was working for them also said, "I want to be paid double.
Yeah.
Or I'm out of here."
That's how it works, man. You got to balance that parallel if you want.
Hopefully, one day it'll catch itself, and we can all quit running around like the chickens, proverbially with their heads cut off, huh?
Oh man. So what do you got to say to, like, before I let you go here? What do you got to say to all those inspiring DJs, MCs, entertainers? You've been in the scene forever, especially here in the ATX. What do you got to tell them?
Well, I guess just keep on doing what you're doing. Do it in your time, right? And put out quality stuff. You know, that was one thing that Bushwick told me. It was like, man, be careful what you do, like which projects you decide to go get on, or what you do. Make sure you're doing stuff that you really enjoy, because you never know when one of those things is gonna hit, and you'll be playing it every night for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like as an entertainer, you just never know when the next thing you know, you're playing that song forever. So
yeah,
that was kind of it's just a good thing to live by, I think, with that. Just do quality thing, do things you want to do. And do it in your time, and take your time, man. Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. What's your social media account? Let everybody know the world.
See, I have Instagram. It's Instagram DJ Berlin.
DJ Berlin.
Yeah, my Facebook that I use is my personal one, actually. It's Aaron Von Berlin, VAUGHN, like Stevie. Let's see. I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got Berlin 1 on YouTube that I haven't updated in forever, but there's some old videos on there that are fun for some television shows and different things I've done.
I'm gonna have to look some of that up, put it on the podcast.
Yeah, and I've got a Tokens in Time link and QR code. I believe we've been putting it up during this podcast or whatever, throughout the thing or whatever. But go ahead and do the scan on that or whatever, and it takes you to a link. And I'm still building that right now, but with my buddy Justin Dial. Super talented dude, so I think everything's going to be really cool through there soon. But I think and I hate to be the cliche guy or whatever, but if you just Google, Austin DJ Berlin or DJ Berlin Austin or any of those kinds of things or whatever, because of course DJ Berlin, like Germany, right? You're going to come up with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But DJ Berlin Austin, Austin DJ Berlin, ATX DJ Berlin. You should come up with all the stuff, all my Bandcamp stuff.
Cool.
DJberlin.bandcamp.com. It's another one there. So
it's all there. But March 16th, we'll see you there, right?
Yeah, South by. Let's go.
Cool. All right, well, that will do it. DJ Berlin, I appreciate you, man. This is the very first Los Announcements podcast, and it's an honor, pleasure to have you as the first guest. Man, thank you. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Mano y mano.
Yeah.
Eso.
Hermano.
That's right.
You are listening to Jeremiah Gallegos.
And DJ Berlin.
Love y'all.
See ya.